Douglas Farrick, he's the Vice President of Donor Relations for the United Way locally.
Oh, I love the United Way. Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Detroit.
Thank you.
Clinton. We're really glad you're here. My question surrounds how do you anticipate getting anything done in Washington when compromise is a bad word?
You know, this is one of the most important questions for everybody in Washington, not just the next president. I will tell you what I have done and what I intend to do. When I was First Lady, Senator, Secretary of State, I worked closely with Republicans, some of the most partisan Republicans. You know, after we failed to get health care done back in '93, '94, I turned around and started working with Democrats and Republicans to pass the Children's Health Insurance Plan, which has 8 million kids insured. I also worked, because I care deeply about foster care and adoption, with one of the most partisan Republicans then in the Congress, Tom DeLay. But he cared about foster kids. I knew that. I called him up. I said, Congressman, would you work with me to reform the adoption and foster care system? He said, what do you want to do? I said, come to the White House. Let's have a meeting. We were able to find common ground on that issue. When I got to the Senate, I started working with people who had been some of the biggest critics and opponents of my husband's presidency. And we found common ground. I worked with, I think, nearly all, if not all, of the Republicans that I served with. And when I became Secretary of State, I did the same. Now, I'm not saying this is easy, but as my good friend Debbie Dingell knows, you have to work at it every single day. You have to get up, you have to try to find the relationships, you have to build on it, you have to find common ground. And that is what I will do. Now, the other thing I will say, which is a little bit kind of funny, is when I'm not running for something, the Republicans say really nice things about me, and I have like a whole archive of those comments, because I did work with them, and I will work with them. I'll go anywhere to meet with anyone, anytime, to find common ground. I will also stand my ground, because I will disagree with some of the things that they want to do. But I think your point is so important. Our founders created a system where they made clear no human being has all the answers. You have to work together. They had some really intense disagreements, but they kept working until they could come to some compromise. Compromise is not a dirty word. It is the way democracy has to work, and that's what I will do.
Thank you, Douglas, for the question.